Hello, you are watching Car Boot Collectors, a new video here where we're going to be looking through a big old lot of wrestling action figures that I purchased recently. If anybody has any objections to that, then... Oh, here is Ed, he's going to... Hello everybody, welcome to a new video here on the Car Boot Collectors YouTube channel. Today we're going to be having a little look through this lot of wrestling figures which I purchased merely yesterday, or at least I picked them up yesterday. You will have seen this stuff briefly in my auction haul overview video. It's basically a whole big old bag of wrestling action figures. It spans a few eras, and there's some Jakks Titantron era stuff, and then all the way through to Mattel. There's quite a lot of Mattel Elite here, which is mostly what I was after. But yeah, bottom line, there's a lot of stuff here. So I thought I'd make an interesting video to go through it quickly. So yeah, in my main video, or my haul video, I sort of dismissed the ring. You know, I said I was a bit skeptical of the fact that I probably overpaid for this lot. This lot cost just over 200 quid with commission included. But I did dismiss the ring. Generally, from my experience in wrestling rings, most of them generally don't hold a whole lot of value. But I looked this one up, and this is called the main event ring, or the Raw main event ring. And it's in scale with the WWE Elite figures, so it's quite, it's quite a big old thing. It's a good, 18 inches square. And it's got all sorts of light up functions. I haven't got any batteries in it, or at least it's not working right now anyway, but it should light up, and I think it makes noises and stuff. But this is actually a really sought after item. This was quite an expensive thing at retail, and second hand it does run about 100 quid, a little bit more if it's complete. It does come with the breakaway announcer table, and it should come with a Goldberg figure, which I'm pretty sure is in here. So yeah, the ring is actually a pretty good thing. So between the ring and a couple of other pieces I've seen in here which have a fairly hefty price tag, money should be made back pretty quickly, and then the rest of it is pretty good stuff. So yeah, as you've seen already, these are just a couple of these are just accessories for the ring. Let's push them over there. It's got a really nice feel to it. It's very hefty. I remember back in the day, the wrestling ring I had was one of the Jakks spring rings, and it really didn't feel very good. You pushed it and it sort of sprang down a bit. It was a bit shite, but this thing's pretty cool. It's got a really nice feel to it. It's got the cloth mat. Pretty cool thing, really. So yeah, got a Mattel Basic Big Show there, and a Mattel Basic Edge. Most of the basic figures generally don't hold a whole lot of value. They're pretty good, basically just as wrestling toys. They're not really the sort of thing collectors go for, which it's what they're intended for. They're basically just toys. So we've got a couple of these here now. Again, I wasn't sure why the person who owned these previously had kept them in the packaging, because everything in his loose, played with. And these two are just in the packet, and I don't know why. It's just a generic, random, basic rock figure. And I looked it up, and sure enough, it's nothing that exciting. It's nothing special or rare. I don't know why they bought two of them to keep them sealed. Really don't know. I think they were worth about £10 each thereabouts. So yeah, let's get into the loose stuff and see what's in it. So we've got this thing right here now. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think this was a builder figure piece. I think you got bits and pieces with some of the Elite figures to build that. It does look like his arm. I did see his arm in here. There's that as well. I think that belongs to the ring somewhere. So yeah, sort of inflatable tube man. Okay. So got a pretty cool Surfer Sting here. This is again a Mattel Basic. Still, they're really nice figures. They just don't have the articulation kind of thing. They're really good representations of the wrestlers. They're just not the real sort of collector quality type ones. So there's Surfer Sting. The basics, I generally in normal times, I just put those to the side to take to the car boot sale. But I'll probably bundle those up. They're not worth a whole lot of money, hence why I generally just take them to the car booty, or toy fair or convention or whatever. So there's a Rey Mysterio Basic. And here's a Rey Mysterio Elite. Now you can see sort of the difference here. If you're not too clued up on your wrestlers, this is sort of the difference. So this is a Mattel Elite, and this is a Basic. You can just see the difference of the articulation, and the scaling of these is sort of more accurate. So if you have, say, Rey Mysterio, who's quite a short man, compared to, say, Nia Jax here, You know, they're all sort of more or less in scale. That's pretty cool. We'll keep the basics over here and we'll Elites over here. So yeah, an Elite Rey Mysterio. I haven't looked this one up, but it's probably worth about 15 quid. At a guess, it could be more, could be less. And then we've got an Elite Nia Jax here. Pretty cool figure. I can't say I've seen that one before. And then we've got, again, another Elite. This is probably one of the Flashback series. We've got a fly-in Brian Pillman with both of his jackets. So that's quite nice. I think he runs about 20 quid. I did look that one up after I bought it. I was trying to look up a couple of them. I've had a good amount of wrestling figures in the past. I'm quite familiar with them, but a lot of these I have never had the opportunity to purchase before. So here is a Matt Hardy. This is a Titantron era figure from the late 90s in his Brood getup. So this is pretty cool. Like back in the day, you know, there's like a gimmick, you know, like the lights would go off and then they'd come back on and someone would be covered in fake blood. It's pretty stupid, but there's Matt Hardy and his Brood getup. We'll chuck the Jax figures over here again. People do collect them, but they don't hold a whole lot of value, so generally sort of bundle them up. Here's another pretty nice one. This is the Hurricane. And I did see his cape is in here somewhere. So yeah, there's that one. Which is quite interesting, because I didn't know that the Hurricane was in WWE at this point, like late 90s. Early 2000s, but I suppose he was, if he has a figure. And there's a couple of Jax classic superstars in here. Here is Brutus the Barber Beefcake. A little bit marked up on this one, but generally, as I've seen so far, these are in pretty good condition overall. Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Don't know a whole lot about him. He sort of was a barber and he carried around some shears. Later on, he was called the Booty Man, and he just sort of like twerked. That's not even a joke. Got a basic. I think that's Wade Barrett. I think it is Wade Barrett. I think he was sort of like in it just as I stopped watching it, more or less. And there's a screen for the thing. A bloke here. I don't know who he is. No idea. And then we've got Kofi Kingston. Famously does that thing where he sort of dances around and then goes. Or at least he did when I watched it. We've got an Elite Ryback. Now he's got his weight belt and his sort of bib. So it's pretty good. And here is another basic. We've got Kevin Owens, as indicated by the KO. And it says Owens on the back. Don't really know much about him, but I know he's called Kevin Owens. And here is a hairy man with an NXT belt. Not too sure who this is. No idea. The belt's worth a few pounds. I don't know which figure it belongs to. People do collect the belts just on their own. Some of them are quite hard to find, especially if it's one that only came with like 1 or 2 figures. We've got a Jax Pacific. Ruthless Aggression era. Jeff Hardy. This is a pretty cool one. I think I used to have that one. This is the Elite Goldberg that came with the ring originally. It's pretty nice. I think the ring is actually complete, other than I can't see it in here, but there's still quite a lot to go through. Unless the other monitor is missing, I think this ring is complete. It's got the steps, it's got the Goldberg, so that's a pretty nice piece. Here's a Dusty Rhodes. Again, I had this one back in the day. This is a Ruthless Aggression era one where I think he was more of like a sort of manager figure. This came in a double pack with Cody Rhodes. This bloke here is this. I think this is this Damien Sandow. Again, it's someone who was in it like after I'd sort of watched it consistently. So I think I've had that figure before. I think that's Damien Sandow. Okay, here he is. Chris Jericho and his sort of Attitude Era get up with the long hair and metallic attire. It's Chris Jericho. Yeah. This, I believe, is Bailey. Yeah, it even says it on the trousers there. Bailey. Probably an Elite figure based on the articulation. Although, I say that, it's hard to tell with some of the sort of women wrestler ones. Because I've had this one before. Again, I can't remember the name of it. And I assumed it was an Elite one because of the articulation on the torso. But that one is indeed a basic fig. I can't remember the name of it. Kaylee or Caitlin or something like that. I think it was about worth about £5, but that's a basic one. But this one seems a bit better quality in terms of the sculpt. That might be an Elite Bailey. Here is a pretty cool one. This is a big old hefty figure. Yet, you know, just again demonstrating the scale of these elite figures. Umaga, and he comes with his robe. So that's pretty cool. I did look that one up again. It's about £20 thereabouts. Now I've got an Alberto Del Rio. He comes with his towel, or scarf if you will. This is an elite one. This figure is worth pretty much nothing. Alberto Del Rio, a bit of a controversial person these days, so it's not exactly one that people want. Let's pull out a handful. Okay, this one's cool. I like this one. This is again an Elite Flashback. Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H. Again, you can see the articulation there. This is from his, you know, when he used to have the sort of regal music and he'd walk out with a cane in the 90s. Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Pretty cool. Not a particularly valuable one. I think this one runs about 15 quid thereabouts. And we've got a couple of basics here. We've got Randy Orton. And absolutely no idea who that is. So yeah, as you can, we're getting a good mix here. There's a good amount of, there's enough basics I can bundle up. And there's a good amount of elites. Which will all be individual, more or less. Brock Lesnar here, another elite, with his sort of tabard, I think you'd call that. And then we've got a Ruthless Aggression here, a Kurt Angle. Chuck that over there in the pile of Jack's figures. Ah, here he is. I say he, it's not really a he, it's a stick. That, I believe, goes with Hunter Hearst Helmsley. I'm triple. I can't remember anything he says. I was going to do something, but who is this? I don't know. Gino DeCampo, possibly based on the attire. I have no idea who that is. We've got a couple of retro figures in here now. These are pretty cool. Sorry, just checking. I think there's a van trying to get past, but they're going around the other way. So these are retro figures. So these might be sort of familiar to the old school wrestling fans. From when Hasbro used to make the wrestling figures in the early 90s. And then fairly recently Mattel started doing what they called the retro collection, where they made brand new figures, some of them based on like classic wrestlers, some of them based on current wrestlers, in the like retro style. So they've got the actions sort of similar to what the old Hasbro ones had. What does he do? And they were quite popular, but I don't think they made too many of them. I think they only made a few series of them. I think they've been discontinued now. But some of the earlier ones do command pretty good money. So this here, the Undertaker, this one does run about 50 quid loose like this. He's one of the more sought after ones. I think he just comes as is. Some of them do come with bases, but I think the earlier ones don't. There is one from this set, Roman Reigns, which goes loose for about 100 quid. I have absolutely no idea why, but carded, they're insane money. And we've got Mankind. Pretty cool. I think I've got a couple of that one carded. I picked them up in the Entertainer when they were reduced to like a couple of quid. And then Bray Wyatt, which, yeah, I think goes with this base here. And then this guy here, I'm not too sure who this is, but he does come with his base. Aren't these just the bases that the Mattel basic figures came with originally, like the first couple series, like repurposed? Yeah, so there's a couple of retros. That's pretty cool. We haven't got too many more to go now, just a few. Just a random Toy Biz late 1990s WCW Goldberg. Go over in this pile over here. Then we've got, who is this? Is that Sin Cara? I'm not too sure. And this lady here, who I am not sure who that is. But it's got a Jack's Classic Superstars, Coco Beware, who comes with his parrot and his goggles as well. That's pretty cool. I've got one of these in at the moment, but without any accessories. So it's nice to get him complete. These classic Superstars, for the most part, aren't too sought after for the most part. People do collect them though. Out of all the Jax ones, at the very least, people do buy these for more than a quid or two. Like, so I can do something with these. I'll probably do those two as a pair. It's sort of making little themed bundles kind of thing is one of the tasks. There's a little hat here. I have no idea who that is for. I don't think it's that one. I have no idea who that would go to. It looks like a Matador hat. I'm sure there's a wrestler that was a Matador. No idea. And that's very clearly that's like a Matador, what they sort of rile up the bull with, isn't it? No idea. I don't think I've got whatever figure they belong to. I don't think I've got it here. Yeah. I've got Lana. I think that's a basic figure, but I'm going to put it there because it's probably going to go up individually. I think that one does run about 10 quid. We've got an Elite Kelly, as mentioned again in my whole video. Oh, classic figure. Back in the day, the Jax Kelly was just impossible to find. It was really expensive. Jax used to do that quite a lot. Like any range, like wave of figures that came out, you get Triple H, John Cena, Rey Mysterio, every wave or every other wave. But a lot of the other wrestlers you just didn't get, especially the women wrestlers. They'd be like one every couple of waves, and they'd be really like short print. So the Kelly figure used to be impossible to find, and now there's like several different Mattel ones, and they're not very expensive. But there's Kelly, classic wrestler. I'm not sure who this one is. It's a Jax women's wrestler with the those boot cuffs. Is that? I don't know who that is. There's no details on the attire either to give any clues. I'm pretty sure, is that the one that used to go around with Eminem? I don't know, Melina? I don't know. Those remind me of like John Morrison's attire, but don't know. So there's that one. I've got a couple, along with a load of dust in the bottom of the bag, we've got a couple of bits here. So there's another see-through tube. We've got the tube man's arm, and we've got the other monitor. So as far as I can tell, the ring is actually fully complete, which is really nice. It's in good condition as well. Rings are pretty commonly bashed up, you know, you sort of bash the figures together in it and you get marks all over it, but it's in pretty good condition. So the last two, we've got a couple of elites and some pretty damn nice ones. We have got the Macho Man Randy Savage, slap it to a Slim Jim, which is cool. I would assume he would have came with a hat originally, but I don't know. And then we've got Kane, the Big Red Machine. Again, yet another one. Back in the day, when I was, you know, watching wrestling every week, buying the figures, buying the magazine, you know, I was thoroughly just loved it, following all the different storylines and that. You could not get a figure of Kane in his like mask in this sort of era of attire. This is like late 90s Attitude Era, I think. And I think there was a classic Superstars one at the time, but it was really expensive. So you could get like Titantron ones, but they weren't very good. So this figure back in the day, this would have made Lil JM very happy, but you know, it didn't exist at the time. So yeah, there's Kane. He's going to choke slam. Rey Mysterio, he's got up, and Kane's fell here, and he's 619, dropping figures everywhere. Great stuff. That's the real reason I bought this, just to play with it, really. But there you go, a really nice lot. Now that I've got it out and had a look at it, I'm pretty confident with this. Like I said, it's not the cheapest of lot. It was 200 quid roughly. I think it was a little over that. But there's a lot of stuff here. There's a real nice mixture of stuff. The basic figs are going to go up probably as a bundle. I'm not going to hang on to them till the booty starts, so they're just going to go up as a bundle. The Jack stuff will go up as a couple of bundles probably. And then this stuff here is this is just like really nice, like good quality stock to have in. So yeah, we'll just go through these again. Kane. I think most of these would have came with accessories originally, which aren't here. At least some of them do. You know, the things like the belts and like the towel. Most of these do come with one or two bits and pieces. So obviously there's a few bits missing, I think. Kelly again. Macho Man Randy Savage. We got Umaga. Brock Lesnar. Hunter Hearst Helmsley. This Man, Ryback, Brian Pillman, Nia Jax, Goldberg, Bailey, Damien Sandow, and Alberto Del Rio. So, oh, and Rey Mysterio. So yeah, that's a good amount of elite. So I meant to count them when I went through them, but obviously I forgot. But I think that's a good, like, what, 15, 20 elite figures there, and a good amount of other stuff. So a really, really bloody nice bundle. This is a good lot. Really happy with it. So hopefully this was an entertaining video. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.